please don't be AFK. Don't be AFK. What the f, bro? What the f, bro? This son of a bitch is AFK. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? Hello, my fellow Nigerians. So, the new killer Dracula, also known as the Dark Lord. Man, why do you remind me of my father?
Maybe because I fucked your mother. Man, call yourself Nig, the big letters.
Okay?
Okay.
What does it mean, nig?
Nig and girl.
Is finally out, and I absolutely hate this killer. Well, at least the PTB version of this killer. Kudas on a killeris, kas čia per killeris, bled? What the fuck is this fucking killer? This killer is fucking shit. I had absolutely no fun playing this killer, but hey, at least I put a lot of time into playing Dracula so I can make this video, and in this video I will give you 5 tips that you should know before you play the new killer. Don't do it. Also, I have to mention that this video is pre-recorded. I'm making this video on August 15th, so as of me making this video, I have no idea what will change on the live servers compared to the PTB, so all of these tips that I'm gonna give you in this video will be based around the public test build, so some of these tips might be outdated. It really depends on what's gonna change. I had to make this video early because soon I will be going to Thailand, where hopefully I will get fucked by a ladyboy. So I'm taking a long break from making YouTube videos, but I just had to make this video because every time there's a new killer in Dead by Daylight, I make a video like this. So if you want, there's an entire playlist of tips for different killers. And hey, if you really enjoy this type of content, then make sure to subscribe for more crazy Dead by Daylight videos. And keep in mind that these tips are not in any particular order. It means that the tip number 1, for example, can be as important as the tip number 5. This is not a top 5 video. Anyway, let's start with the first tip. Chase survivors in bat form. So basically you can choose to be either a vampire, a bat, or a wolf dependent on the situation, but what is cool about the bat form is that you are extremely fast when you play in this form. You will turn from being a regular 4.6 meters a second killer into being a whooping 6 meters a second killer. So as a bat you can literally fly through the map, not to mention that you can very easily teleport to any window around you. And one of my favorite things to do as Dracula is to play as a vampire, get a hit while being in a vampire's form, then turn myself into a bat and start chasing that survivor, and whenever the scratch marks stop to appear in front of you, it means that the survivor tries to be smart and the survivor stops running and they are just walking somewhere around you. You just bam, turn yourself back into the vampire form and find the survivor around you and hit that survivor. Also, what's cool about this bat form is that when you are chasing a survivor and they turn a corner or if they jump through a window, you can quickly transform into bat form, and then you can fly ahead of those survivors and cut them off by reappearing right in front of them. A couple things that you should keep in mind when you play as a bat is that you will not be able to see survivors. They will be invisible, so you have to rely on seeing the scratch marks or following the blood trails. And you are undetectable, so survivors will not hear the heartbeat even if you fly very close to them. However, it takes a couple seconds to transform yourself into either a vampire or a wolf, and this couple seconds of transforming yourself from being a bat into being a vampire, it annoyed me quite a bit. Another tip that I will give you is don't spend too much time in the wolf form. Now, developers might have fixed the frustrations around around the wolf form. I don't know what changed, but at least on the PTB, I saw so many people making the same mistake. They were playing way too much in this wolf form and losing way too many games. You see, when you shapeshift into being a wolf, you are slower than when you are playing as a vampire. When you play as the wolf, your speed gets decreased by 0.2 meters a second, which is quite significant. It's like going from being as fast as the Legion into being a little bit slower like the Huntress. And yes, as a wolf you can pick up these orbs and they will make you a little bit faster. You will basically be a regular speed killer, maybe even faster than that. But these orbs, they spawn in a very strict, linear and predetermined order. Basically, wherever a survivor is running from you, the survivor will leave these orbs right behind them. And as a killer, you don't want to waste your time. You want to catch these survivors as soon as possible. So as a killer in Dead by Daylight, most likely you will use a bunch of shortcuts to catch these survivors faster than just running right behind them the entire time. And if you chase a survivor and you choose to go for a shortcut, there will not be any orbs spawning in your way. So basically you will have to deal with a problem of being slower. So you might want to ask me, BoyDilly, so why would I even want to play as the wolf? What's the point if it puts me in a disadvantage of being slower? The cool thing about being a wolf is all of these cool flicks that you can pull out. You see, the wolf has a very similar attack pattern to, let's say, Albert Wesker, where you can easily pounce on survivors from a little bit of a distance, and even if you miss this pounce attack, you can pounce on them again for the second time. So basically, as a wolf, you can attack survivors twice in a row. Now, of course, if you wait a couple seconds between your pounce attack, you will not be able to hit the survivor again immediately, but especially if you play a lot of Albert Wesker, and I see many people who main Albert Wesker. I think Wesker is a fun killer in general to play as, and if you are one of those people who play a lot of Wesker, then you might want to play a lot in this wolf form because of all of these cool flicks that you can pull out. But if you are like me and if you don't really play Albert Wesker, well, don't spend too much of time in the wolf form. Instead, just play as a vampire and a bat. You can just not even touch the wolf form because it will probably be a waste of time. Another tip that I will give you is don't be scared to use Hellfire. And you might ask me, why the fuck would I be scared to use this ability? So first of all, we have to make it clear that you can only shoot your Hellfire whenever you are in the vampire form. And there are so many content creators, including me, I have said it before, that Hellfire feels incredibly slow to use. It's like a nerfed nemesis tentacle which you don't have to level up. If it hits the survivors, bravo, you get a hit. However, after testing this Hellfire ability a little bit more, I realized that I can get some very unpredictable hits with this ability, and it is much more consistent than it seems to be initially. So for example, try to use this Hellfire ability every time whenever you are in a chase in a vampire form and you see a survivor is about to vault a pallet right in front of you and you are not confident enough that you can get that M1 hit. Just pre-fire your Hellfire and more likely than not it will hit the survivor, because this attack can actually hit very far beyond any window or a pallet. You can hit survivors right through the window or right through a pallet, just like with the pyramid head, let's say. Another tip is use the wolf form to break obstacles faster. Now, most of the time I wouldn't recommend you to switch into the wolf form just to break some pallet a little bit faster, but if you are one of those people who is trying to master flicking with the wolf form, hitting survivors from the distance with the wolf, and if you are playing a lot in this wolf form for whatever reason, you can actually pounce at breakable walls and pallets and break these obstacles a little bit faster than you would be able to do it normally. Now, of course, the difference isn't significant, however, every single second in this game matters, that's what I say. Now, it is very weird to say this, but the bat form can win you games on certain maps. So there are different maps in this game, there are many different maps, and some of the maps, I'm talking mostly about the exterior maps. Some of these exterior maps have the main building in the middle of the map. For example, the Decimated Borgo or Garden of Joy would be perfect examples of that, and these buildings have a generator on the second floor, and these buildings also have windows on the second floor. You see where I'm going? When you play in the bat form, you can teleport to windows around you. Now, of course, you cannot teleport to a window that is far away from you, but let's say you are in the first floor of the building and you want to get upstairs as fast as possible. You see, normally these maps would be called extremely survivor-sided maps because it will take you a long time to get to the second floor, and most likely by the time you're there, the survivor is already downstairs. However, as a bat, you can be undetectable. Survivors won't even know that you are around them. You teleport into the closed window upstairs, and bam, you approach them like, hello motherfucker, and even if they drop downstairs, you can just damage the generator and think about how much of time you have saved because you didn't have to climb the stairs to get upstairs. You know what I mean? As a Dracula player on the PTB, I didn't really use this ability to teleport because I was playing on the maps that didn't really have the generator upstairs, or even if they had, they didn't really have windows upstairs. But on certain maps, this can be extremely powerful and it can win you games, trust me. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment down below what do you think about my tips. I don't really enjoy playing Dracula. I didn't enjoy playing Dracula. And will I buy this killer? Yes, I will buy this killer because I buy every single killer that comes out. I'm just a sucker for Dead by Daylight. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to support me. See you later. Bye.